Here we see the first diagram of the exposition of God, Jiva, Maya, and relevant worlds. The top part of the hourglass figure is the eternal, absolute, fully blissful spiritual world. With our dear Mother, Father, God there, Radha Krishna, Purusha and Shakti, God, Mahamaya, Devi. Surrounding Radha Krishna is a string of people joined together. This represents the whole of the spiritual heaven as the one complex, joined as devotees in the bonds of spiritual love and relationship. The bottom of the hourglass figure represents Prakriti, or all material universes and worlds that are within space-time. I have labelled this the cosmic egg to represent its feminine nature and growth in its primordial phase as the universal egg. As you can see, the top half of the hourglass is labelled living, where the bottom half is labelled dead, or changeless, eternal, living, spirit, and changing, temporary, dead. The aspect of Prakriti which is living are the Jiva souls which are here shown in the eternally liberated condition. There is a cloud box label to the left which indicates the top half is an internal world, or interiors, where the bottom half is exteriors. Within the cosmic egg are shown its constituents organized into 3 states that give rise to 3 worlds. Heaven, pleasure heaven, is the sattva gun state. Earth, or the middle planetary system, in the rajagun state, and the hells, or distress worlds, in the tamagun state. Given to the left of this universe circle is a scientific description of these 3 states. The lower Prakriti or matter can be in. Matter can be buoyant and still, sattva, frantic and energetic, rajas, or dark and inert, tamas. It is by these 3 states or modes that the conditioned jiva or soul is influenced by when not in connection internally to the spiritual potency or upper half of the hourglass. The unique position of a liberated jiva on one of the 3 world planets is that he is simultaneously existing within both worlds, or in a dual state. His body and senses connected to the external world, while his spiritual body and senses are connected to the spiritual or internal world. It should be noted that the spiritual body or soul body is different from the subtle body, which is also undetected by the senses. The subtle body is another form of external covering, while the physical body and is made up of the upper half of the list to the right of the universe circle. Respectively, mind, intelligence, and false ego, where the physical or material body is made up from the lower half of the list, ether or space, air, water, fire, and earth, which can be subdivided into the known material elements and energies. We can see that within this lower half, or samsara, exists a state of misery known as birth, disease, old age, and death. None of these miseries exist in the completely blissful spiritual worlds. Also noticed is natural variety that exists in the material world, which is the material accentuated difference between different objects, and this variety is reflected in the pure variegated spiritual world. See bottom and top right. And to the left we can see the two reflected forces that govern the two worlds under the term gravity. The upper worlds are dictated by the attractive force of selfless love, where the lower worlds are dictated by the dead mechanical force of matter to matter, i.e. gravity. The jiva in the human body exists in freedom between these two forces, one uplifting, loving, and selfless, and the other nasty and selfish. The bottom half of the egg is not without use. It is also eternally existing, like the spiritual world, and serves as a foundation upon which the spiritual world rests. In this sense, it is not an evil creation, and can be called natural and good. As stated by Emanuel Swedenborg, the ultimate purpose of life is to populate heaven. The material world can be seen like mother's egg. So we can see the statement, Father wants many sons, mother wants to grow them.